everybody, and welcome back to Learn by Play here on a D&D channel. My name is Will. I'm a D&D sex icon. I'm back today for yet another episode of Learn by Play. Let's go around a cast and crew and remind ourselves of who we are and who we're playing as we return to our real characters. Sad face, the interns are probably dead. We have Lindy with us tonight. Lindy, how's it going?
I'm doing super spiffy. Probably better than my intern is doing right now. I'm just hyped to get back into the boots of Drexel. You know, the great old, good old Asimar monk who totally murderized Mind Flayer, and I'm still really pumped about that weeks later. It was a good moment. It was a good moment for me. Made my month. It's great. I'm really excited. Can't wait.
Fantastic. Of course, we have Mythmatic back with us tonight. Myth, how's it going, my friend?
Yeah, it is going well, my friend. I'm really happy to be here. I can't wait to play Captain Turntides again, where the tides, in fact, switch back over. I'm really excited to be playing our good friend Turntides, as I think we're probably going to be disappearing and doing, I guess, our intern stuff. I don't know what we're thinking. Turntides is a smuggler, sea sorcerer now, and a washed up pirate. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll be fun. I can't wait. Let's do it.
Amazing. We have Greg with us tonight. Greg, how's it going, my friend?
Okay, yeah, we're gonna go back to our regular character. So tonight I'm gonna be Flinrich Downcoin. He is a stout halfling that used to be a 17th level magic user. He is now a 2nd level rogue. And so we'll see exactly what type of ulterior motives he will get into that is separate from the path and course set by the rest of the party, as this halfling has spent 10 years in prison, 10 years that have shaped him away from perhaps what is best for the group and better for himself. Can't wait to play him. He's a little darker than the interns, but that's why I'm here.
Great stuff. And of course, we have Tall School with us tonight. School, how's it going, my friend?
It is going great. I'm looking forward to this to see how things, how things turn out. We had a nice little plot development along with interns last time, but a little bit worried about how that's all going to turn out. I am playing Sal Diori, who is the old sort of enforcer who sort of turned cook. He is probably the sort of reluctant accomplice in all of this stuff. He kind of remembers the good old days when things were honorable, and when crime was an honorable profession, if not honest. And it's gotten pretty shady. And yeah, we're in debt to everybody and everything. We've pretty much pissed off every family in the city that could squish us like a bug. And he just wanted to have a nice sort of last hurrah before retiring, and we'll see. And now we're opening a casino.
And now we're opening a casino. Yeah, absolutely. As for Sydney, she'll be back with us next week. Hopefully, if anyone finds her, do let me know. But I'll remind you guys of what happened last time on the show. Of course, our interns were the characters that we were playing last week, and they went on a very special mission on the request, at the behest of Captain Turntides, and they went to find out a couple of things about Turntide's past. They ended up at a bank where Captain Turntides long ago had left a deposit, which was a little wooden box which spoke to them when they opened it. It was disappointed that Captain Turntides wasn't there himself. And that's where we left things with our interns, and we're hard cutting back to our characters, and we're actually rewinding time a little bit to about 12 hours before, when it's the morning, and we find ourselves back at the Yawning Portal. The party are putting together a casino night along with Mert, and they have gained the aid, the assistance of the Black Viper, who is going to steal everything from Mert's casino, and these guys are in on it. So that's the plan for today. Put together a casino and see how badly it goes. So let's kick things off back in the yawning portal. It's the morning. Captain Turntides has had a confusing conversation with the interns, which no one, including himself, really understood. But they have gone away to a store known as La Ravine to get some outfits, and that's where we pick things back up with the party. Captain Turntides, you return to your table to find the rest of the party there. And we'll say for the sake of this that Ramsey is busy working on the drugs that you guys have been creating. So she's tucked away in the lab, as far as you guys are concerned. Probably she's dead. It's all good.
Right. Okay.
Captain Turntides, what do you want to do?
Yeah, sorry about that. As he slumps into the, I guess, the banquet, probably one that has become oh so familiar to us as we make, I guess we now sort of frequent, or no, this is the same night that we left?
This is the next morning, so it's
I don't think we've gone to bed yet, though.
No.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's becoming your haunt.
Yeah, it's been, what, a couple days. Right. So, you see Turntides, I guess he kind of saunters back in, makes his way over to the table you guys are at and where we have been, and he kind of slips in wet leather as it makes weird sounds as he scoots across the banquet to where he was before. And he goes, sorry about that. Seems as if the interns are in.
Did we find them something to do?
Yeah, I gave him something. Yeah.
Right.
Something benign, something just to keep them busy.
Oh, yes. Very much so. You see, we need to have a professional outlook, and if they look like they were all washed up. Just they've got ripped, tattered jeans, and also very just ratty clothes. So I told them to get fixed up if they're going to work for us.
Does this mean I have to get a uniform?
No, meaningless. Let them do some work so we can have time to chat.
All right.
If you guys are in a booth, which we are, narratively, I believe that's what we said, Flinrich would be with his back up against the corner, arms crossed over his chest, and sleeping.
Makes sense.
Should we get some rest? Good nap or something? We haven't been to bed yet. We were kind of running from a mind flayer, and then killing a mind flayer, and then running some more, and then we came here, and then you all drank a lot, and I had a lot of water.
This might be a good idea.
Yeah.
I believe that we have rooms arranged, so
before we get into any other trouble,
this black network business we're going to have to address at some point.
Yes.
Yes. I do think that we should probably make our way back to the lab, though. I don't want Ramsey by himself.
No, it's being watched.
Shut-eyed there. Right.
Remember, we've got
Never used to that.
Blackfire, who I claim our 24 hours is up. Well, pretty much
it's
now.
Not till evening. Well,
mid-afternoon.
Yeah, mid-afternoon. Just enough time to get a good nap in.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
I just don't want levels of exhaustion running from these things.
Yeah, you're starting to get to the point where you're closing in on a level of exhaustion if you don't take some kind of a rest. So heading back to the lab, you'll find Ramsey hard at work there. The orb is still above and watching. And for now, at least, it seems safe. There's no one has broken in. There's no one trying to kill you on the way there. And you guys can take a short or a long rest, depending on how long you'd like to rest for.
I'm going to climb up to the rafters and sleep up there.
Yeah, Flynn's going to sleep on the roof and finish whatever he needs to make a long rest. Equal long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think... Actually, Sal Diori, he was asleep for the whole combat, so he's fine. But yeah, he's an old guy. He needs to sleep.
Okay.
I'm gonna just have my head down on the table. No crazy place.
Just your body standing straight, but your head on a table. Yeah, good. So it's very restful. It's like a new yoga position. Turn-tides is trying out.
That's how you sleep when you're steering the ship. You just put your head
It reminds
there.
me of being on a ship. I
So-
was gonna say.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, somewhere within the sleep, no doubt, Captain Turntides disappears again to give a what can only be described as a confusing conversation in a basement with some interns. He was sleepwalking. It's fine. The group of you
That's
wake
fine. Good. I like that. Okay.
the
He's
group of you
sleepwalking
wake up.
every intern interaction.
Yes, there's a way out of it. But yeah, the group of you wake up sometime later. It's probably about mid-afternoon, so like 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You feel well rested, and Ramsey's still, just gunning for it. Going, she feels like she's closing in on the recipe for the drug. Captain Turntides, you're not sure exactly what happened to the interns. So there's that.
Okay.
Well, I feel nice and rested to get murdered this afternoon. How about you all?
I feel good. I'm ready.
Perfect. Yes. So what are we going to do about that?
Well, I was just going to hopefully avoid it as long as possible. Maybe work on the casino.
Avoid the murder would be nice. It'd be a good start.
Yes.
I would happen to agree, but we are talking about Xanathar. He has quite a reach. Above ground, below ground.
Maybe we should barricade that floor grate. That could be a
Perhaps
good
so.
start.
I mean, he's
The way
already
things are
been
going
here.
now. Yeah, the way things are going, though, the way that the Black Viper spoke, it's not just Xanathar that's running around anymore and interested in what we're doing. We've got Mert in play. We've got this Black Network in play. We've got our friends in play. I'm not sure that Xanathar is ready to make that type of move. Thus, we were able to come here and sleep for 8 hours and not wake up dead. But that's just me spitballing.
That's true. If Weird Bottle is in bed with...
Who's watching
It's
us right
black.
now?
Well, with the Black...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sounds just like... Sal's not the brightest light bulb in the bunch, but he at least learned to shut up, but he couldn't cover his tracks. So...
The black, ooh, the old.
Yes. That.
The old
And on that note, though, we did just say that we had been
Yes. I know.
with. Yes. Hmm.
I mean, I know I'm the new kid here, but like, really?
Perhaps
no,
we should.
the point is, say what we want, do what we want here. If they're going to stop us, they're going to stop us. We don't have an army around here anywhere to stop these guys from coming in here and killing us. So, if they're not going to do so, and if it's some type of political thing that's keeping them from doing it, it's time to use that to our advantage and continue about our merry way. I'm not going to sit here and just wait to be killed. I'm well rested now. Let's go out and have some fun.
Well, shall we head to the casino then? I guess.
Yeah. I'm expecting a report back from the interns and our little crew there. And also, I'd like you to meet them.
All right.
Sort of a gangly
Ragtag
bunch,
bunch.
but they can work the door, I guess.
Yeah. One of them quite
Yeah.
notable to me. He could really,
You really
do
get
a
that
lot
door.
of, he could really do a lot of door stuff. No, I was thinking, well, maybe he'd do a lot of the treasury, things like that. Maybe, give him fake books. And then we know the real ones. For all you know, a friend.
Yeah, let's leave here.
Shall we?
Yeah. Right, casino.
All right, let's go to the casino.
Captain Turntides is on a completely different level that he's working on right now. It's beyond
a
you.
monologue, and everybody fast travels to the casino.
Yeah, they skipped his cutscene. It's whatever. But so the group of you get to the casino, and it is indeed in full swing. In that people are coming in and out of it. Captain Turntides, in his sleepwalking, has the prescience to organize plenty of people to get there, as did Mert's people. Most likely it was Mert who organized most of this, but Captain Turntides is going to take the credit for it. There are, scribes going around, people bringing in boxes and and there is...
Heavy boxes. I'm looking for your legs.
There are no sign of the interns at this point. However, there is a piece of parchment which has been ran through the top of the door with a knife through it to pin it there.
Oh.
It's always a good sign.
The classics never get old.
Really don't want that knife to go
I
anywhere.
assume since it's up high, I'll pull it down and hand it to Flinrich.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Flinrich will expect it to be from Captain Hook, but he will open it and read it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's in Thieves' Cant, but that's something that all of you guys are well familiarized with at this point. The note simply reads, "We have them. All of them."
It's so specific. This we.
Yeah, interns are dead. He curls it up and hands it back.
I know there's multiple we's. Hopefully they're not working together.
What?
Where did you send
We.
them?
Say.
Did they sign it? Is there any type of mark, Will, that indicates who has them?
On the return, it actually has a return address that they've put there, which is for the Xanathar Guild, and
it's
this is
that
at.
They're not afraid. Yeah.
The return address is basically their official guild headquarters in Waterdeep. From the office of, Xanathar.
From
Xanathar.
the
Very
office of the
Chamber of
Goldfish.
Commerce.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, the both of them dead.
Now we have this.
That's unacceptable that they're dead. We got them into this. We need to at least go try to get them out.
Aren't they dead already? That's nice.
They didn't
Think all the
say.
interns. This could be anything. So waiting a couple of shipments, couple more crates.
Well,
Maybe they've just stolen our
If they've
internship
joined- if
from
they
under
joined
us.
the
Maybe they're
interns
actually
union.
paying them.
well, no one's going to kill someone who's a member of the interns union, so
Oh.
I assume they're still alive.
Are they unionized? I hope they got unionized.
Basically, immunity. It's like in how any Elder Scrolls game you can't kill children.
I
I've
think
tried.
most of them were children.
Pretty much. So we
Okay, so
got to
I have a
assume they're
personal
still alive
met
because
the
no
intern.
one's going to cross the interns guild. The whole city would come to a stop. Who would do
Yeah.
So
that?
we're gonna launch an
And
attack
their
on the.
guards.
No one would
I
dare.
mean, what are we
cross
doing
the
here?
Interns. Xanathar. pfft. The interns run the city.
That's why they're unionized. No one messes with the union. They actually pay their taxes and file them.
So what do we do?
Will's camera froze on me with the saltiest damn look. I'm like, oh shit, I finally crossed the line.
No one fucks with the interns.
Perfect.
That's good.
Right. Well, I don't think we can lay siege to Xanathar. So
Well, and I'm sure that this black fire is going to be coming to find us. It's not like
Probably.
they don't know where we are.
we
Might
we
as
have to
well
be very
walk in the
subtle.
front door. Keep a little dignity before we... whatever happens. Do we have a choice?
Yes, we don't go. They're interns. I never personally met them. They're dead. We have them. It didn't say we have them and they're screaming and playing cards. It says we have them. They could be completely dead and we're going to run in there and get killed. It's ridiculous. You know, kill them, keep them. You know, I'll go out there and, you know, wipe my ass with this and stick it back on the door with the knife. The hell with them.
I recruited
Flynn just completely serious.
Oh, I have no
I
doubt
never
that
met
he's
him,
completely
Sal.
serious.
I never met them. I never met these kids. You don't know these kids. These kids could be Xanathar for all we know. They could have been planted at Mertz and they came, hey, make friends with Sal when he comes in. Blah. Who knows? They could have turned. They got caught. It sucks to be them. This is Waterdeep. The city is fucking splendors.
I did meet them. And I have to say that this group of young fellows and ladies are...
I was going to say, I mean,
What does that
Christ,
mean?
Brom, let's give it like 15
wave
minutes and
your
you'll
hand?
forget them. It doesn't matter. Let's go.
It's not a big deal if we do. There's others.
Having met them, I can say they are not worth saving.
Yes,
I
that's
feel
what I'm
comfortable
trying to
with
say
saying.
without trying to say it.
Maybe you should say it next time. I didn't understand.
I don't want to say it because we could use them. But I mean, it's another of many things here.
I mean, aside from the guild, it's almost like legal slavery internships. I mean,
I kind of look
workers.
I look from face to face to face and just go, we really come to this. Is the next one that one of us is expendable? Oh, they're probably dead.
well,
Yeah,
I mean,
we left our family. But it doesn't mean that we're not trying to build one here. I know that Flinrich, you got forgotten, left to rot. But I want to leave these interns that I brought here, that I recruited, to just
Sal, are you going?
write them off.
You're going.
I'm going.
Oh, then I'm going too. Fuck it, let's
Yeah.
go. I'll go. Come on.
if you're going, I'm going too. I mean, they might be dead, but we could at least retrieve the corpses, but return them. I don't know how this works.
No, Sal's going. And I don't know
You don't
these
have to
interns.
go
I
if you
never
don't
met
want
them.
to.
You're going,
Hold on.
and then I'm going. And that's the way it is. So,
Hold on,
if
hold
we're
on.
going to go.
I had them retrieve something in the vault for me, and I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
if they've
he's
done that
remembered
yet, then
something.
back-
What is it, Brom? What were they retrieving?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, Jesus,
Anyway.
you don't know this part. You know where you sent them. You don't know. Okay. Yeah, let's run into this. Let's do this. Let me get
You
my
think they
papers
got
in
them,
order.
like at the vault or
You're
before
done
the
being a
vault?
dramatic. You're done being with the dramatics here. Do you want? Take your bow. Take your bow, Flinrich. Because, my gosh, you deserve it. That was wonderful. Right. So anyway, they are out and they were retrieving something for us very dear.
Which
and I do
was?
believe it was important.
We still don't know what it was, though. Dramatics aside.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm trying my best to remember. I can't.
Okay,
Like-
listen, I'm trying to piece things together. We got a 100-piece
I do
puzzle and we
remember.
got like 3
I do
pieces.
know that it was very important, but I can't remember what it is. But there's that
Okay.
urge in me that knows I have to have whatever it was. I don't know what it could be.
Okay.
Whatever the shipment was.
Brom, are you
Do we
going? You're going.
Yes,
you're going
have
to
to.
get what? Not for the kids. You're going for the thing you can't remember,
Yeah,
right?
Aye.
All right.
Aye, for us, I have to get whatever
Sal,
that is.
Sal, you're going for the kids. You're going for these kids. We can't leave a man behind. We can't leave a person behind. You're going, right?
Yes.
All right. And Drexel,
What are you doing?
I'm going with one of these two. I don't think it's smart to go alone anywhere right now.
So you're going for safety for yourself? Or I don't care why anyone's going. I'm just curious. I'm going because everyone else thinks we should go, and I'm not leaving Sal to walk into a place by himself. Brom, we'll find it along the way, I guess.
All right.
But
All right.
guess the four of us are going to make a dramatic entrance into the Xanathar Guild.
Gosh. This should be fun. Let's go. Bank then Xanathars.
All right. So for one reason or another, either for the kids or definitely not for the kids, the party are headed off to the return address that was listed to them on their blackmail note. It's always nice when your blackmailers leave their return address.
It's very polite.
That's why I make sure to always do it. Now, the group of you head out that way. It's not too far away from where you are right now at the casino, probably about a 30-minute walk. The guild itself looks like a very fine building, built like a mansion, really. And it's a guild hall where lots of seemingly reputable traders are coming in and coming out. The big double doors are open to it, the place, and it looks like anyone is allowed to come in and come out. What do you guys want to do?
You just
We have no choice.
go in.
I sort of look to the party.
Hmm?
There is no sneaking in.
I'll just go in. It's the bank. Big scary bank. Let's just go.
No, this is the union. This is the guild
This
hall.
is the guild hall.
Oh,
This is the
Xanathar Guild
Xanathar
Hall. I thought we were
Guild.
going to the bank on the way. But then, oh, well,
Let's,
never mind. I take everything
No,
back.
we'd find
Yeah.
it on the way, but yeah, we weren't going to head there. Yeah.
Okay. So if we're just going to walk in, Flinrich would take the note that was given and the dagger that was used, walk up to the door frame of the Xanathar Guild, put the note, and ram it through on the jamb with a knife. And he'll turn around and he'll bow at Brom.
I give it even bigger.
I worked on
flares.
acting for 10 years.
I looked to Flinrich and
He was in the prison
Move that
drama club. Is really.
do you want me to move that up higher for you, Flinrich? It's not quite as impressive because it's only at about 4
Don't
feet.
don't be. Stop being shortest. All right. Listen, like
Tightest.
a third of the people in this town.
Lucas Blackfire comes out. Hey, someone dropped some mail down here. Mr. Leatherwood.
Stuck to the wall.
Hit the cat flap. Yeah. You stab the letter in very dramatic.
Cat flap. Show them.
Oh, amazing. But in fact, indeed, Lucas Blackfire shortly thereafter steps out, the live and somewhat lanky-looking human who's dealt with you before, wears long robes, glasses at the end of his nose, and he kind of picks up this letter. All right, come on in, wild cards, yes.
Hi.
I believe you have something of ours.
Oh, yes. Come inside and we'll talk about the details.
Sal walks in.
I share a look with everyone else. Like
Ugh. Be careful.
maybe I like kind of tap the flintlock on my back, which I think works.
Drex
Go
will
one
just
shot.
kind of, quietly, just nonchalantly put her hands in her pockets and walk in. But what she's really doing is she's putting her like silver knuckles on her on her hands, just walking in, nonchalant, right behind Sal, kind of just her skulk and walk.
Yeah, Flynn just comes in.
You step inside with Lucas Blackfire, who leads you through corridors to a private office with his name plaque on it. You step inside. It's a very nice-looking office. Chairs are set for you guys already. He sits at his desk opposite from you guys. He doesn't look like he's armed. There are no guards in the room. And it all seems, kind of like a normal office, I guess, for Dungeons and Dragons. He sits opposite you. He's like, so, you got our note, I see. Welcome to our headquarters. It's nice to have you. Your time is almost up. We have a matter of minutes here before you're cancelled. That's what we like to say. Here at the guild, it's just a guild thing. Probably doesn't translate. But anyway, we have interns, children that we think you own. Is that right?
Apparently. You tell us.
Right.
Are they safe?
Oh, yes. Oh, they're definitely your children. Oh, as for safety, I make no guarantees, to be honest. It's not safe down in sewers with children. I mean, the falling hazards just into sewage alone. I mean, it breaks at least 7 codes. But we do have a few. They're down below and deep in the darkest sewers of the. Ooh, so I don't know if we've really got time.
We got all the time in the world here.
No, but we don't, so...
We blocked off our whole afternoon, so we have time. No.
Yeah, I've got a couple of busy meetings later in this afternoon, so I'm really tight for time, I'm afraid. I suppose their names will suffice. One said his name was Chad Bro, and then he tried to double bro me. Maybe that's the thing the kids are doing these days. They were all wearing denim, claimed to have been from the ravine. There was something about a woman there who seems to be deeply terrifying in many ways, and I've since recruited her into our guild because, my lord, that woman is terrifying. She's great. Everyone loves her. I've forgotten. Cheryl? Janet? I don't know. She worked at the ravine. Janice, that's the one. Yes, Janice. She's great. Everyone loves her in the sewers. She's terrifying all the children right now. So another one of them. 2 of them are in love. It's really cute. We've separated them to make sure that they can't be next to each other, but they can still see each other from across the sewer. The big sewage in between them. They can still see each other through the bars of their cages as it's great. It's really quite devious. There's a little one who said he's a lawyer or a banker or something like that, or a wanker, wasn't sure. And then there was another one who was just, I don't know. He seemed deep in thought. And then he said something about, do we even know what love is? Maybe don't hurt me. So I think those are the ones that you own, right? These are your slaves, interns. The name is interchangeable, really, isn't it?
Never met them, but sure.
Oh, no.
I
met them,
so yeah.
Briefly, and barely even got the chance to torture them. So, more's the pity. So the question is, we've got a couple of minutes here before a bunch of people come into this room and murder you. I'll leave just before I lock the door. You guys will be killed in here and whatnot. The whole process will be messy. I'm honestly upset because this office took me hours to arrange. The chi in this room, I mean, it just flows in and out all around. It's great. But your bodies will be thrown out and into the sewage, and then the children will see your faces as you float down the sewage, and that will be their hopes and dreams going off. I mean, Janice has this whole thing planned. She's great. Did you know if she's single?
I could find out for you.
We haven't met.
Oh.
Sounds charming, though.
Oh, no. She's absolutely dreadful. She's one of the worst people I've ever met.
Oh.
Anyway, more to the point, what are you going to give us?
To you.
Well, yes, quite, especially around Drow Christmas. It starts getting really busy for us around then. But listen, what are you going to give us for these interns so we don't just kill you all now? I mean, they've given us some things that were interesting that they had found, and we're going to keep those things, whatever they may be. Those things have caused us to have some lenience, you see, with you, insofar as we're ready to strike a deal for the children's lives, if you have something else for us. I accept cash, Bitcoin, bribes, lives, blood sacrifices. We can really do a lot.
What is it?
What is what?
What they find?
Oh, I'm not at liberty to say, I'm afraid.
Fine.
Sorry. Wouldn't be a very good bargainer if I started telling you my hand, you know? Let's just say it's something which is enough to make sure that we don't just kill them immediately and throw them in with the rest of the sewer children. Those are the zombie children we keep down there. It's absolutely depraved.
One moment, please. And I got to form a huddle.
Please confirm.
Yeah.
Imagine we
Might
just
not
like
be
scoot our
You
chairs
can't
like.
listen.
Yeah. A moment.
So how's this working out, guys?
I mean, leniency is good. I'll take that.
What do you think of Flynn? I know you're thinking of something, but you're not saying because you're proud. What you thinking? It's probably a better idea.
I'm proud.
Plan.
I tell you what, the
Please-
best part about
Please
this
tell me
is
something.
we thought I don't have anything. That's why I didn't want to come here, because we don't have anything. But we walked in because Sal's gonna come.
We've got-
You can't remember. I'm dramatic.
We've
I
got.
think you're accurate on all of these points.
Well,
You're right.
who wouldn't want in on a confidence game? We give them Mert.
How? You
I
know, it
don't
doesn't
know.
matter. Sure, yes. Yes, sure, let's do it. Whatever.
We've made it. I've each made 100 other promises that we don't know how we're going to do. Why don't we just
That's
make
true,
one
that's
more?
true.
We know
Correct.
we can tell them where Mert's
Finally.
going to be. We can tell them that we're going to screw him, and then they can screw. That's
Him
all
further?
this is.
You can just get screwed like 6 ways to Sunday.
Okay. I like where your head's at, but why don't we go the true romance ending here? If we're gonna bring people into play, and it's all kind of coming down at the heist at the casino, why don't we bring everyone in? I sort of suggested something a couple episodes back where we get everybody in the same place and see if tempers flare when you add 500,000 gold pieces to the equation. And chances are, if you do, no one wants to share what they can have. And so, I like what you're saying. Why don't we say there's going to be a heist? Now, we're kind of throwing the Black Viper under the cart, but I mean, really, I don't know her either. I half slept to what she was saying.
Actually, we do have a piece of information they might not have.
Oh, about the
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And the Zents. Them
Yes.
seeing the Zents getting a hand up.
Yes. Right. Well, we should like not talk about that. We'll discuss it. We'll give it a minute. Yes.
Well, we want to offer it up. Maybe offer Mert first, and then
Then
that
back.
is
Yes.
a
Mhm.
second.
Icing. Mhm.
They don't
I
want
see.
Mert, they want Mert's money. They wanted Mert, they could capture that fat bastard anytime they wanted to. Let them know where all Mert's money's gonna be.
It's not about Mert's money. It's about destroying Mert's reputation. This is about power. And right now,
It's also about money.
It's about both.
look around you.
Why not both?
Money's not an object here. Money's just a way of keeping score.
Yeah, you want to win.
Oh, you want to
That's
take
okay,
someone
yeah.
off the board.
Maybe they want both. I don't know. Let's ask them.
Yes, are we done? Because we're really getting short on time here before the murder squad come in.
Murder squad's coming in, everybody. Let's talk to Lucas.
Yep.
Yeah.
We just someone
They really
who
don't
actually
like talking.
can roll a dice in charisma when I take this.
Hat turn tides on the back.
What have you got for me?
What are you looking for? You looking for riches? Is that what it is for a deal here? Are we paying? Or are we... Is it what?
Money,
You lot
information.
all are just very interesting to us, and that you all managed to strike terrible deals and yet somehow survive. So there's something that you all have going for you that that I want. And whatever it is you come up with, your little minds, I'm sure is going to be interesting. So pitch me your best idea, and I'll see if I can hold off the murder squad. And the
So
child
you're
murder squad.
interested in...
Separate squads.
Yes. You're interested in what we do, where we make deals, but somehow... They're idiotic deals, but still we make them. But you're interested in something we have, but you're not sure what. I believe that is exactly what you want. You want our ties. You want what it is we own, and we only own these deals that will be paid later. Is that what you're saying? There's something that you don't understand and you want it because it scares you. Is that what you're saying?
The chaos you've created in Waterdeep over the past few days alone has been very exciting and interesting for us. Now, usually, people don't like things getting shaken up, like the Zeds. I mean, they don't like things getting shaken up at all, because when we get shaken up, everyone else gets stirred. But I like this chaos we've been seeing. It precipitates change, which is only for the better, I think. So... Are you planning something, perhaps? We've been at the murder office. We've been making bets whether or not it's blind luck like you guys have been up to, or if there's some kind of mastermind plan. And before the murder squad come in here, sidebar, that was at the murder HQ. I'd love to know what was going on. Fair enough.
That sounds fair enough.
Fair enough.
Fair. So,
Curiosity.
since the murder squad's on its way in, right?
And I eye everybody around the table.
Since they're already on their way in, I mean, it doesn't quite matter if we're to tell you or not. We're gonna take all of Mert. Everything that he's got, every single penny.
Why?
Right from him. Why not? Why not? Have you seen the simple power that man has just by being in a room? No one gives a shit about his stories. The stories are awful. No one shows up to those parties to listen to the boasting man. No. They're there to drink. They're there to drink for the man's stories. They listen to whatever. Blech, but then they're only there for that simple golden poison that he has in those money bags of his.
So you're telling me that all of this has been to get Mert's money? So a little gang of nobodies, really. Apologies, but it's true. A couple of days ago, cuts all of their ties with the Arborettis and Michael, and strikes up a new drug-dealing enterprise, and gets themselves involved with the Zents. We come knocking, tell you all off, Daddy spanks you on the hand, and you continue onwards anyway, making more deals with Mert, and then double-crossing Mert, creating a casino. And you're doing this for money?
Everybody.
We are. We totally are.
The scariest people I've ever met before. It really is a shame we hadn't met under different circumstances. I feel like we'd have been able to work together quite well. I mean, the sheer chaos of you. They love you in the chaos department.
We still can, Lucas. That's the good news. We've got some holes left here in the plan that I think we could fill easily with the resources that Xanathar could provide. Depending,
high
of
on the
course,
priority.
if everything goes through with the heist that we have planned, but I'm not quite sure if that'll actually work. But it may if we have. What do you think, Sal? 1, 2, 3. 4 more in the inside.
Well, here's the thing. Now, my boss and his boss and his boss, it's very corporate. They want me to do something to you. Now, obviously, you've broken the rules. We've been through that. And it's really not your fault. It's just our legal team requests that you are punished in some form or manner. Now, obviously, I could kill you all as the murder squad are still on their way. Or I could kill your interns, I suppose. I mean, it really doesn't mean too much to me. There'd be zombie sewer children down there, and that's fine. Or if we strike up something else, because I do think that you have something going for you. I mean, you have some nous that few others in the small family gangs have ever proven themselves. I mean, you've survived this far, which against all of the odds, I might add. But no matter what we come to a decision on, if you leave this room alive, I have to punish you in some way. Now, I'm easy on what that form of punishment may be. We don't even have to decide it now if you don't want. But punishment will be coming in one form or another. Is that clear? I mean, it's only fair, right? You did break the rules.
Fine. What are you trying to say?
You do the same in my boots.
Can we agree that it's the interns are off the table?
Interns are off the table. There we go.
He's out.
Now, here's another thing. I suppose I could offer you all protection, safety from the Xanathar Guild, and in turn that protects you from almost everyone else in the city, aside from the city guard, who we don't own yet. But something tells me that some of you wouldn't want to. I mean, we're not exactly good people. Except from the good people department, and that's really just Larry. He's terrible.
Well, I just have one question real quick. You said that the Chaos department likes us, though. Big fans, right?
Big fans.
Okay. And you say that we've got something going for us.
I think so.
My suggestion is maybe we continue to do what we're doing, provided there's no collateral damage to the Xanathar Guild. If we continue what we're doing and the Chaos Department really likes what we're doing, we must be kind of creating chaos and doing things that maybe help the bottom line a little bit, or at least shake it up. Hey, two things happen. One, we actually succeed and we cause some chaos that helps you guys. Or two, you guys get a hell of a show and watch us all get killed.
Both of those, I'll admit, do sound very entertaining indeed. What are you going to do with all that money? When you've won, when you've got the cash, where do you go?
I hear Neverwinter is nice. It's Neverwinter there. Retire.
That is true. Retirement.
Nice beach place. Neverwinter.
All right.
Look a little
About
bit
the rest
of
of you?
I think I'd hang around Waterdeep a bit.
Locked dogs.
Probably hang out with one of these guys. I don't really have plans. I kind of go with the flow.
Maybe invest.
I'll be honest with you again, because I have lied about something. I did fully intend to kill you all when you came into this room. However, we also received some communication from your mother, Drexel. She secured your safety, and the rest of you as well. But it's always nice to play when things are lives are on the line and the like, you know. So there's that at least. For now, I have agreed to let you all go and live, and your interns as well. I honestly couldn't care less about them, but I'm keeping Janice.
Keep her.
You may leave to form whatever chaos it is. Of course, I wish to be kept up to date, appraised of your plans. If at any time you decide to try and screw us over in some kind of way, then I'll send the murder squad back out, and you'll be dead, etc. Boring bodies
So on
stuff.
forth. Yes.
But Nicoletta has arranged a deal, which I think will be suffice for now, at least.
Nicoletta. Who?
Lucian.
Oh.
I owe her a favor or two.
It's really warm
But,
in here. Get like a window or something? Like,
but as I mentioned, punishment is still coming. I can't get out of that one.
Hey, we're all a slave to the job when it comes down to it.
Agreed. Nicoletta's deal was suffice. I won't go into the details, of course, but we came to an arrangement where you could walk out of this room alive in exchange for a punishment which I saw fit. And so did she.
Rules are rules, I guess.
He gives Sal a long look. Yes, indeed. Well, it's been great. Now I know a little bit more about what's going on. I'll free your interns. We've come to an agreement. I've met you on a personal level, and I feel like we've connected greatly. I can tell my boss and his boss and his boss's boss that punishment is coming, but for now you are let off the leash. So, pleasure doing business. Was there anything else while you were here? I'm so sorry. Janice, could you get them teas, coffees? Janice!
No, I was gonna ask Lucas. We got places to be, but how about this evening? Maybe we at the Yawning Portal. That's a good neutral territory place. Why don't you come by? We'll have a drink. We'll just talk as friends, get to know one another. If you have the time off, I know. I mean, it's the grind and everything with the guild, but if you have the time,
I'll see if I can get the time off.
You should
promises.
Maybe you can ask Janice to come.
Now there's no
Throwing that out there. There you go.
All
Keep
right,
up
then.
our relations.
Fair enough. Wild cards. Your punishment is this. Something bad will happen to you soon, which Nicoletta Lucian has agreed with me. Otherwise than that, you're free to go. The Xanathar Guild sends their regards, and if you want to step by our fundraiser next Tuesday, then please do. It's for sick kids. We're making sure they get sick.
The sewers. Oh, we have
bake
kids in the
sale,
sewers.
I'm guessing. Right. Oh, cakewalk? Yeah, alright. Classic.
Well, if you can get away, I'll see you at the portal, and I look forward to the revenge.
All right. Well, I'll see you later then.
Okay, bye.
Oh, and remember, you have Nicoletta Lucian to thank for all of this, Drexel's mother.
Yes.
Oh, I
Thank
remember. Thank
you
you. Thank you very
so
much.
much.
Got that.
He lets you go. Outside is the murder squad. Like 5 trolls and bunch of assassins and all just kind of staring at each other.
Nails sticking out of them.
Yeah,
Just
basically
really
lots of nails. They look like a. These guys are
Very disappointed looking.
Like, oh, we got to kill them. Yeah. Lucian comes out. It's all off, guys. Sorry.
Ah, shit.
Yeah,
And the-
Flinrich
and the
walks out and
murder
says,
squad.
"Yeah." Flinrich walks out and says, "Hey, sorry guys. Yeah, the order came down from Chaos Department. Corporate stepped in
so is
against
Chaos
guys."
Department.
Cross chaos.
They always said they're here to help, like corporate, always there to help.
They also, they bemoan that Chaos Department is always letting people off of Murder Squad, and it's it's ridiculous. But yeah, you guys are let out of the Xanathar Guild HQ. What do you guys do?
Flynn rounds on the group as soon as they are clear of the nail bats and everything, the Negan Death Squad, and says, "Okay, I'm gonna try not to be dramatic, but we learned a couple things.
Go nuts.
One, go nuts. All right. Well, I'm gonna build then, if you don't mind.
Yes,
We found out that we have saved the interns that I've never met, and Brom can't remember. Drexel has no idea who it is, and Sal hired." And we're replacing that with some dire consequences to one of us. In addition to that, we learned that, and he doesn't look at Drexel, he just points up at her. We learned that this one is a Lucian, and this one, and he points at Sal, knows Nicoletta very well. Which means, Sal, you knew that she was a Lucian the entire time. Yes or no?
Of course I did.
Okay.
Literally 24 hours later, we were there to kill, but we watched Michael get killed.
My point is, my friend, is that we turned on the Arborettis, but we had another family that we could have gone to for aid. We had a daughter among us that could have solicited a different variety of options and paths other than dealing with the people that we are currently fucking dealing with. And he points back towards Xanathar. Now, instead of being able to climb the ladder slowly and building with these people, we're thrust in the middle of a shitstorm. Because you knew she was a Lucian, and she's a Lucian.
And as a Lucian, with the Arborettis, do you really think it was an option for us to go back? You know Nicoletta, and you go back with her as far as I do. We ran missions together. She's smart. She was getting her daughter out of there. We all come knocking on the door. Whatever's going on here in Waterdeep, it's not like the old days. It's not like we would have been given safe harbor. It's affecting every family.
I'm like the least favorite too. So there's that.
Nicoletta's old school.
She is. So are we. We just killed the head of our family.
That's as old school as it gets, my friend.
Not the way that it happened. An internal coup, maybe.
We didn't kill him, though. He got hoisted on his own petard. We just happened to be there to watch we didn't see him, but Ramsay saw his face melt. I wish I'd have seen that.
But it's not as though we didn't have intent. That our plan wasn't turning against the family in ways that in the old days would be unthinkable. You look at me, yet what are you planning, Flinrich? You're not planning to even just take the Arborettis. You weren't planning on just even taking Michael down. You plan on taking this whole city down.
Oh, that's absurd.
Look at me and tell me I'm wrong. I saw you laughing by the fireplace. I haven't heard that laugh since magic flowed through you like a wild storm. It was so terrifying to see you wield the magic the way that you did. I can't imagine that fury being pent up for 10 years with no outlet. You always told me, you always said, it's not about the magic, it's about the mind. They might have taken your magic, but that mind of yours has had 10 years. 10 years to let that fury build. And I pity the world that's about to face that when you let it go.
Well, that's why you're here, my friend, to make sure that I don't go off the rails, that I don't destroy the place, that I don't burn Waterdeep down to the water. Sal Diori, my dear friend, you are here to be the warden of life, to keep the vile Flinrich from eradicating all of the City of Splendors.
I'm not sure if even I can hold you back anymore.
I followed
But
you
you
into
know-
the Xanathar Guild. You can hold
You
me
did.
back. Let's go see your friend, Nicoletta.
Go see your mother.
Rom has been staring at Drexel this whole time. With disappointment.
I look to Drexel.
I mean, if that's what you all really want to do, she's at her house. You could just, knock on the door. She apparently has been keeping tabs. That's great. If
Why
you
don't
want,
you
we could
talk
visit.
this time?
Oh, okay. Well,
Yes.
right, we can do that. I guess that's fine.
Good.
Let's go. And she looks the most kind of withdrawn that she has this whole time. Really reluctant and not happy. She looked happier about the death squad.
Hold on, out of character. Why are we going?
Then she'd probably just take him to the bar that she knows. It's getting closer to evening time now. That way she's
Okay.
not taking them
Sorry,
into
Beth, did you-
directly to the family's house. But,
Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted just a context review. What? Why are we going, Sal? Why do we want to? Did you just say we should go, or did I say that?
No, I don't.
I said that.
Flinrich wants to go. Flinrich wants to
said it.
rake
Okay,
Sal
Flinrich,
over
why
the
do you want to
coals.
go to? Just so I
Are
have
you
some
asking?
context of this.
Are you asking Greg or are you asking Flinrich? Because I'll tell
I'm
you this:
asking Greg.
if
I'm
you're
gonna ask
asking Greg, I said several episodes. Flynrich has a completely different motivation
Right.
for everything that's going on. So
Okay, that's
again,
good then.
Flynn says, let's go talk to Nicoletta, and assumes everyone's going to take him there.
All right. Good with me. I go, yep, yes to Flinrich, and then I go, yes, let's go see what she has to offer. I think Turntide still thinks that there are more deals to be made, considering his nature. He's always been making deals, so it's just like, well, more deals to get us out of crappier deals, and it's maybe stressful for a lot of people, but for him, that's how he's been running life. So he's going to try and maybe get out of a deal with maybe striking a different one with her. So that's probably why.
Apparently, we have a debt to owe that we owe her kind of our lives. Apparently,
Yeah.
Is that way?
Terrifying
I'm
at
so
all.
happy we owe
So-
everybody something in this city.
Oh yeah, that's the way of the world. Okay, so yeah, let's Drexel.
She'll probably even
are you
pull
headed-
the hood up a little bit on her
Yeah.
shirt.
Is Drexel headed home to Nicoletta's house? Or are you going to the family bar?
She'll try the family bar because that's more subtle. First, be like, "Oh, we're just out getting a drink." Hey, mom.
Oh, hey, mom.
Stumbled onto the family
Rather
bar.
than-
Hey.
Rather than
classic.
rather
just
than
meet your mum
knocking
down
on the
bar
front
thing.
door and making it obvious, she'll at least try to go for the family subtlety.
That's always how I meet my mum too. I just turn up at bars and she's there.
yeah. Well, I assume Nicoletta's probably waiting for us. She knows this meeting happened.
Okay, so you get back to the Lucian family bar. The bouncers on the door recognize you immediately, Drexel, and let you in. The barkeep, whom you know pretty quite well, actually, tells you that Nicoletta is busy right now, but will be available soon for you.
Right, I'll just get a cranberry juice then, please. Whatever they want, just put it on my tab, I guess.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks.
Would
Drexel
the
don't
active
drink.
tab, would the active tab that Flinrich had 10 years ago still be
in operation?
Probably not, but you could put it on Drexel's tab really easy.
Oh, okay. And he'll get a
It's
drink
not
as well.
open, but you could say that it's on that time. That's how tabs work, right?
It's all a position of power. That's all. You haven't guessed yet. Flint are just crazy, but that's all right.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a
It's
little.
like getting the magic sucked out of you will do, I guess.
Alright, then.
We sit in this nice
another
dark
bar.
corner over here. That sounds great. Let's go right here. Like this nice booth right here. All right.
110 minutes or so, and now we're back in another bar. We got a meeting.
Doesn't
Let's go to
really-
another bar.
Doesn't really take you guys long. It's very
We're
glamorous,
all,
really.
we're all super tired, severely dehydrated, and
Not
heavily
me. I'm
intoxicated.
drinking water everywhere. I feel great.
You're super hydrated and tired. The rest of us are drunk
Yeah.
and tired.
That's true. So you wait in the bar for something like 30 minutes until basically slowly, group by group, everyone filters out and leaves the bar open, aside from like the barkeep who's still there. So, at this point it's probably mid-afternoon, getting towards the evening time, when Nicoletta Lucian steps into the room from the sort of back office that she has here. Of course, she's beautiful, austere, and wears a sort of Elizabethan type garb and dress. The perfectly sort of held long hair. And she steps in with poise and with grace, looks at the group of you, and says, "Drexel, darling, it's good to see you."
Hi, Mom.
She looks fucking pissed.
Yeah, she's trying to avoid eye contact as much as possible. How's it going?
Things have been better. We're going to have to sell the 5th and 4th restaurant.
That bad,
After
huh?
the little stunts that you've been pulling. Oh yes, it's bad. She gives you that severely disappointed mum look. She's
Like, it's the only look Drexel knows, basically,
Oh,
from
yeah.
her. Well, some good information, maybe. But someone's planning on robbing the vault. Eventually. What was his name? Some vigilante had been running around. Mentioned it in passing. Figured I should pass it on. Maybe up defenses or something.
good. That's just what I need.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah. Try.
Oh, you try me, all right. Mm-hmm. You try my patience. You try... Sal, I thought I told you to look after her.
Did a pretty shit job of it.
Yeah, I'd say so. Now I'm forking out hundreds and thousands of gold pieces just to make sure that my daughter makes it out of a room alive with the Xanathar Guild. How do you think I feel?
Disappointed.
That's exactly how I feel. Disappointed. So, she looks to Bromley and Flinch. You two, anything to add? It's like being in the principal's room.
It's good to see you.
Oh. Alright.
Been a while.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Too long,
I had a
though.
question. Everything's an opportunity, right? I mean, that's why we used to do what we did all those years ago. You said that you had to generate hundreds of thousands of gold pieces. Is that right?
Oh, yes.
So that's a hit. That's a hit. That's a hit. All right. All right. We're gonna have to pay that back. We're gonna have to pay that back. We're good for it. You know, Sal, myself, we're good for it. Might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but we'll get you the money back.
As far as
And,
I'm concerned, you don't owe me anything. We are done. All of us.
Done. Sounds very
That's right.
final, Nicoletta.
It is. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Now I've secured my daughter's life, and there was a price to pay. But Drexel, this is the final disappointment.
Of course. Thank you.
Never return.
Okay. I can.
Nicoletta, this is on me. She got drug into a situation that was beyond her control. She stepped in at the wrong time, in the wrong place, and the events that surrounded me pulled her in.
Oh, I know, Sal. I know. The rest of you may leave. Sal, stay behind.
Flynn
Of
will,
course.
like, order another one from the bartender real quick and drink it. And he'll go and leave with Brahm. But at the door, he's going to stop and turn back and say, just for old time's sake, Nicoletta, was it just Xanathar? Or was there someone else?
She looks confused. Who else?
Goodbye. He walks out.
Do you want me to go too? Or I'll leave.
We need to talk.
Drexel's gonna kind of
That
like,
makes sense,
because they're all sitting at the booth. She's gonna kind of like give Sal a little squeeze, like on the forearm, as like a thanks for sticking up for me. Give him like a like she's kind of trembling a little bit. She'll just kind of hurriedly leave, but give him that appreciative look.
As she walks out, I sort of squeeze her hand back and go, remember, always know that they're going to treat you. He sort of stops himself and then goes, you're a warrior first. Warrior's honor. Never pull your punches.
Never.
Go ahead.
She'll beeline out of there. She does not want to be in there.
Turntides, are you staying or leaving?
Turntides has been slowly making his way towards the door. He's kind of confused. He's always been an associate of this family, but so close that they've treated him as if he was made into the family. And he's never seen anything ever so final, I guess, as Flinrich just kind of leaving Sal. He's a little confused at why, but I think Brahm trusts Flinrich's judgment in this. So he's kind of piecing everything together. He doesn't quite understand why we're leaving a family member behind right now, even if it's just to have a conversation with Nicoletta, or if it's leaving to the clutches of Nicoletta. It's just a little bit of a confusing thing for him because he's, like I said, he's been trained. He's been so conditioned to nobody gets left behind. This is honor. It's our family. Alberetti's for life. Blah blah blah. And even if wild cards, now we've had nothing but loyalty between us, and now just this small fraction of please leave us, you got it, and heading out is kind of leaving him in a little bit of a confused something bigger than he. And he once again he can't quite piece together anything because he's missing parts of his mind that may be able to get that. So in his confusion, he's just going to try to piece it together in his own mind, come up to his own conclusions, and also just in that awkward confusion and silence, leave the room.
Nicoletta, as you guys close the door and are outside, she lets out a long, exasperated breath and runs her hand across her face, orders a drink from the bar. Sal. Oh my god, Sal, what am I gonna do?
It's not like the old days. I thought I had one last hurrah in me. Town's changed. We're selling drugs to kids, wannabe adventurers. Make them special for a moment or two. Get them hooked. And of all things, the Xanathars brought it all into focus. That prick, Lucas. He asked. He did it all for money. By God, we did. Just debt. People making bad decisions. You know, it all went south with the death plague. Bad deals. I guess it all started back with Bromley, but the fucking end of the day just came down to gold. No honor, no family. Gold.
I hope you can understand then what I had to do was look after my daughter.
Actually, it's the only thing that's made me feel like there's some part of the old days still alive.
Even in cutting her off entirely, it's the only way she'll be safe. They've got plenty on me, Sal. More than I'd like to admit. They made me... God, they made me convince you to take Drexel. I thought it was a good idea, at least to keep her safe away from me. They wanted to know everything about Bromley, what he knew. So I lied to you. Made you get addicted to the same stuff that we are plagued by.
Yeah. Hits close to home when an old man's last hurrah becomes young kids' first dance.
I hope you know that I never meant to hurt you. Or anyone. Everything I've done to try and protect Drexel. Even though she'll probably not see it that way.
She won't, but give it time. She'll understand. I don't know what I can tell you about Bromley. I was hoping maybe I could help remember. His mind is gone.
Whatever it is they wanted, they found. Whatever it was the interns had, they have it now. That's part of what made it easier for them to be dealt with. And that's the only reason they even listened to me in the first place.
So
I don't know what it is. I don't know. Perhaps. I don't know what it is or what they're going to do with it, but at least I won't be hunting you for that now.
There's only one piece that I still have that doesn't, I say fit. Nothing fits. I was an enforcer. I was the muscle. I had guesses at what people did, but something has everyone we've talked with scared, holding their hand. I mean, you've certainly heard the chaos we've made in 3 days, less than a week. No one gets away with stuff like that unless there's something bigger at work. The only whisper I've heard is something about a black network.
I've heard the same. I don't know who they are, but all I know is that they pull the strings around here with the masked lords of Waterdeep. Their reach is old. They've even got the Xanathars scared.
That's truly
Certainly
terrifying.
got me scared. Yeah. I suppose there's no harm in telling you that now. But Sal, I lied again to you about the price. Yes, they took my gold, but I had to give them something else as well. In exchange for my daughter's life and for some of your friends. They'll be here any minute for you, Sal.
I figured. So
It was all I could do, and here I am telling you that I've ordered your execution, basically.
they needed an example. Flinrich still has work to do. Turn tides. They've got to find some way to pull it out of his brain. They might only have a piece of what... They might have the item, but they might not know what it does. Who knows? The fact they let us walk out alive at all tells me that there's still something more they need. And, of course, you had to keep Drexel safe. I was the old cook sends a message. So, one last dance. Make a letter. For old time's sake.
Of course.
He sort of stands up and puts out his hand.
She
They
takes
can't stand quite as close as they used to because Sal's gotten a little soft, but to music only they can hear, they start to sway in the bar, and I assume there's some commotion out on the street beginning, or he hands Nicoletta a long dagger and puts it in her hand, puts it up against his chest. Do me one last honor.
She takes the dagger. You know, Sal, it was always you.
Always. You as well.
There are tears in her eyes as she
No,
looks
no.
at Sal. Mhm. She
This
takes
is
a
the
deep
old
breath.
way.
The old way. And she runs Sal through the heart. And as he collapses, she takes him in an embrace and kisses you as you are set down on the floor. Outside, Fernrich, Captain Bromley, and Drexel, there is a squad, the murder squad of Xanathar gang, who are muscling their way through to you to get to the bar. There are a lot of them, about 10 or so. They don't want anything to do with you, but they're going to push their way through to the door. As they smash open the door, you'll see the scene inside. Flinrich dying on the floor. Nicoletta looking over him. The two of them embracing for the last time. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Learn by Playing, my friends. Woo. Alrighty. So I know we're cutting a little early here, but we do have a special little Learn by Play kind of segment here at the end that we wanted to get into, and that was just the perfect note to end tonight's story on. Sometimes the story dictates where you end a session, but yeah, let's whew. How are we all feeling? Is everyone okay?
Yeah, no.
Wow.
It was good. It was good.
I know, Tusk, we wanted to take a moment here at the end to chat to us about some bits.
So, we like to finish up with our Learn by Play, the learn part of it. And for me, I decided I was going to leave the campaign. And, I think the big message that I kind of wanted to send is there are ways to leave a campaign. Not every story is for everybody. Some stories are not suited to your play style, are not your cup of tea. I mean, most of you guys know I'm big paladin, high fantasy guy, and Will knows I love his DMing. We will DM many more times in the future, and many we've had incredible moments just like the one we just had in the past. I love all the cast here. I think it's great, but we all have busy lives, and in my limited time, this story just wasn't really capturing me and speaking to me. I'm one of those few people, and I know my buddy Greg over here, who I know we're going to do other stuff together as well, is going to want to throttle me through. But, I'm not a fan of like the Godfather movies. I'm not a fan of, a lot of the, Pulp Fiction or sort of gritty being a part of the underbelly of the criminal world. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that it's not a great campaign. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to find another campaign that is going to be the right campaign for me. And the trick is before it becomes something that becomes a chore or becomes something that becomes difficult, or to go out in a giant bang that leaves your cast members and your DM in a bad place to try to recover from, I let Will know. I said, hey, it's just not speaking to me. I love you. I love all the things that we've done together and what we'll keep doing together. But can we come up with a way to have a nice, for me to step back, for me to, and come back another time to do a different campaign, or however our paths cross again. And the other thing was we talked about it a little bit pretty quickly, because at the beginning of the session tonight, to let the other cast members know, okay, I'm going to play into this. So, let's, I'm not sure if within not knowing if they necessarily would have left Sal behind. So you want to let your cast members know too, so you can still make a good story, whether you're streaming or not, so that you can have that nice closure. And so I guess the big learning here is don't be afraid to go, this one's not for me. And there's going to be other games. There's going to be other stories. There's going to be a story that is your story. And the way to do it is, and before you get frustrated, before your GM gets frustrated, before your other cast members get frustrated because your heart's not in it, or because it's just not, what you want, go ahead and have those discussions early. Talk them through with your DM. Talk them through with your cast members, so that it still can be fun, and that you can gracefully, both for the story that continues on without you and for your character, sort of step out. I guess that's sort of my things. And I would love to hear other people's, thoughts on the exact same topic. I mean, Will and I talked. I mean, I certainly have no hard feelings. I don't think Will has hard feelings for me. I'm sure we'll have other stuff going on in the future. Yeah, I know. It's done. We're out of here. Guess we'll see Tuesday at Midgard.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's so much easier when you've known someone as long as I've known till school, and we played so many games together to be like, hey, this one's not for me, and it's like, sure, like I'll see you, tomorrow in our next game that we're doing, and next week with the next D&D campaign that we're already planning, etc. So, yeah, I think from like the DM perspective, like, if like this was the one campaign that I was doing and I poured like all of my love and all of my care into this one campaign, which is the reality for a lot more DMs than it is me, because being running a D&D channel, playing a lot of D&D, I think the initial reaction is to be like, well, what did I do wrong? I didn't do anything wrong. This player clearly doesn't get what I was going for. And that's been what I've heard from people in the past. Who were like, I was running this awesome D&D campaign and everyone just left for no reason because they were rubbish. I feel like that's the immediate response, is to be like, oh, like, well, like this like hurts your feelings, right? When someone says that they don't like or they're not connecting with your story or whatever. Well, that's totally down to how you approach that conversation from Tool School side, where it's like, hey, I love everything we do, but this one just isn't for me. And then that's your job as a dungeon master when that happens, to say that's no reflection on how good the campaign is, because or how excellent you are as a dungeon master or whatever, because different people connect with different stories, and having played plenty of Dungeons and Dragons, I can tell you 10 campaigns that I've stepped away from because they just weren't the ones for me. So absolutely, and it's best to be honest about it, right? It's just best to because I've been in situations as well where it's been like, oh man, I kind of wish I wasn't in this campaign because I'm just not feeling it, but I stick through 30 more sessions because I don't want to upset any feelings, but it is best to be honest with people and just be like, hey, this is what it is. And if your dungeon master is a good person, probably a pretty handsome one as well, then
D&D sex icon, I believe.
Yeah, sex icon. Yeah, then you're about to get a good response. So yeah, my advice would be, don't be afraid to tell people how you're feeling. And as a dungeon master, don't take that too personally, because it's like D&D is such a nebulous thing that it's and we had a great session 0, right? Like we had a fantastic session 0 where we were like, this is what we're going to be doing, and we're all like, great, this is so exciting. So we definitely set those expectations. But just because you have a session 0 doesn't mean that everything is gonna be amazing forever. Right. you can go into something thinking that's going to be exciting and then realize that you're not connecting with it and that you want to change gears and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Obviously we're going to miss Tool School. It's going to be sad, but I felt like that was an awesome way to end Sal's story. That was just like the perfect sort of mafia sort of ending. Like there had to be someone who died, like they had to have a scalp, and of course it was Sal. But yeah, what the rest of you guys, feel free to jump in on this one as well.
Yeah, as DMs as well.
Yeah.
Initial reaction was thank you for telling us in the beginning, and thanks for getting us that context, because yes, we were in that loyal family mode where we'd be like, to the death. So there was like a very, you could definitely see, looking back, watching, going, oh, okay, yeah, they all knew what was going on. Because we had to let it happen. We had to, as players, take a step out of the scene, whatever it may be. A little bit of meta information from our players needs to be translated into our character just for this moment, just so we can get an amazing scene that we had with Sal and Nicoletta. So right off the bat, that was an amazing thing, and I'm really happy to have been told. Otherwise, I would have been like, "Why aren't we firing and killing everyone?" But it was a really beautiful scene. I can't get over it. That was just,
I cried.
Such a D&D mafia romantic Shakespeare. It was just so good. It was just well done, both of you. As far as a dungeon master side, as well as the getting out of a campaign. It's a weird way of phrasing it, but needing to step out of a campaign. There was a time not long ago where if I leave this campaign, when is the next time I'm ever going to play the game that I love? And that that time is not anymore, which is amazing. The game, as well as the hobby, is grown so much, and I can't even my 17 years of playing, I can't tell you just the amount of growth it has and how you could talk to anybody and get a game going. So the fact is, yeah, you will get another game in, because anywhere there is games. I mean, but once upon a time, that was a scary thought. Oh shoot, I'm not going to be able to play with my friends. I'm not going to be able to play this game anymore. I've got all these character sheets, but who am I going to play them with? That's not a thing anymore. So don't be afraid if you're out there and you're also in this kind of, I'm in this really cool campaign. I thought it was, but for some reason it's not connecting. It's not connecting. And let that be a thing. Let those truths come out, and try to come up with something, whether it is bowing out of a campaign or if it's changing something. But if it is bowing out of a campaign, it's perfectly fine, and it's good to have conversations and talks about it. And as adults and as mature folk, to go ahead and just do that, because otherwise those negative thoughts will those negative thoughts will then become toxic, and then they will be, and it'll just hurt the game later. And so you
definitely
do their story a favor. And if you do get those, and just hats off to All Squall for one, having an amazing scene, and two, also recognizing and that this just isn't working, and three, I guess, and then just having the courage to just be like, you know what, thank you guys, but I can't. I'm gonna bow out of this. I'm gonna take my leave and bow, and I'll be off stage right. And like, that was really cool. Just I'm gonna miss playing with you. It was really cool scene.
No, I was gonna say, it's our first time playing together.
Yeah,
it was my first time really playing with Myth, and I mean, I've enjoyed the heck out of it. I can't wait till whatever our next project or thing that we cross paths again. And I'm sure we'll thank you for the compliments on the scene, but also there are games everywhere. And the other piece is there's someone who is out there as a player who probably this would be their dream campaign.
Sure.
Part of it's also stepped away so that someone else, I mean, your DMs probably, can find someone again to fill, people can find the right games that are for them. And, Waterdeep's one of those that's, it's a really stands out as something really different from a lot of the rest of the D&D world, which is amazing. And it's great that it's a new, different thing. And there's people who've been waiting their whole lives for it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. In the immortal words of Yoda, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. So I think we've all learned something there. Thanks, Yoda.
What
Thank you, Sith.
I appreciate most is that Tall Squall let us know beforehand, DM and the players know, because I can tell you from personal experience, both as a DM and as a player, there's nothing that's worse, almost nothing that's worse in a D&D campaign than when someone ghosts. When someone just ghosts the campaign, they just stop showing up, they don't say anything, you go, hey, what's up? And they just don't respond, or they'll be like, oh, hey, and they'll talk about anything but the D&D campaign, because they ghosted it. And it leaves the DM wondering, again, is it something I did wrong? Yeah. Because you didn't have that talk about, hey, it's just not a good fit. It leaves all of the players wondering if they did something to upset their fellow player or something during a moment of RP. They'll go back and be like, well, we did have that argument over that legendary bow, and is it over that? People just go back and they think about it. So never, ever, ever ghost a D&D campaign. It's easily avoidable. You just gotta put your big kid pants on and say, hey, let's have a conversation about why this isn't working for me. And then, again, they're being at their games. Someone else can take the spot. Just don't ghost. And I appreciate that so much from being told up front before the game today, hey, a lot of blah, it's not working out. I'm gonna do a cool scene. I was like, all right, sounds great. Awesome. Thanks for letting you know. I appreciate that very deeply as a person. So, and it was an epic scene. I totally cried. I was like, oh no.
So I can't get over it. I'm gonna go back and watch it so many times.
I know.
What about you, Greg? Where'd you go?
I didn't shed a tear. I didn't shed one. No. It was.
I'm dead inside.
Yeah, no. Right. No, it was great, and just what everybody said. Knowing about it and knowing that it was going to come is the best way to do it, because there's multiple things that we as players had to do and we as players could do. What we had to do was, and this wasn't something like Myth said, that we had to have that meta in there. Abs 100%. We had to do that to step away from the scene. But if we hadn't stepped away from the scene, that scene becomes about the group and not about Sal. And my brother, for somebody that says, I'm not really a big fan of The Godfather, that was the most Godfather way to go, dancing in the face of death and then having your lover run you through with a knife while saying, yeah, the old ways. I mean, somewhere like Vito Corleone, yes, he's screaming, Saliore, one of the old ones.
I'm glad I did it right
and the
by you,
closure.
Greg. That was my biggest worry. I wanted to make sure I did right by you and by Flinrich.
I mean, like I said, Greg knew what was coming up. Greg knew how it was going, and I knew that the moments that we had leading up would be the last between Flynn and Sal. And to take Flynn where I wanted to go, I had to have the conversations that I had with Sal during that. So once again, being a selfless player that Tall is, he said, I'm going to do this. And with that, it gives Will ammunition to tell a story. It gives all of us ammunition to tell a story. And it also gives us the nod, wink, wink. Okay, our curtain call isn't right now. Let Sal take a bow. And that's fantastic. And what Lindy said, it's about maturity. It's about being able, and it's whether it's streamed or around the table, what great moments can be had even when you're not playing the game anymore. And it's fantastic. I will miss the Sal and Flynn, the Miguel and Zephyr, all of them, but there will be more.
Absolutely.
And this is just the ending of another good one. So couldn't love it anymore, couldn't hate it anymore. That's D&D, folks. I'm done.
Absolutely. Alternative is, just like send one message, like as many expletives as possible, and just go like the full toxic route. That could also work. Gonna try that one out. Gonna try that one out in my next game. Yes, good advice. Don't do that, kids.
You have a tweet incoming, Will.
Yeah. Hang on. Cease and desist. Hopefully that has helped some folks. It's also a great lesson again in just spotlighting, giving a player a moment to step away and like have their scene, and it to be a scene for that character.
Even
which
if they're
is
not leaving,
yeah, absolutely, which is great. So I'm excited for the future. I'm sad about the present. But yeah, can't wait to tell more stories of you in the future, Tool School. And hell, we still got like halfway to go on this series to see what happens to the rest of you guys. We'll have Sid back with us next week as well. Perhaps we will have someone else with us as well. He's yet to see, but we will certainly be missing Tool School until then. Thanks so much for your time with us, my friends. We're going to head off for tonight. I was a little early, but the scene was so good. It was so good, guys. We had to finish. So we'll be back next week at normal time of 1 o'clock Eastern, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every Thursday. So you can see us live here. You can catch up on YouTube. Go and watch the previous seasons of Tour School, which were also some awesome moments in them as well. But yeah, until next time, my friends, try not to roll too many nat ones because we want to be leaving the campaign when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye. We love you, Tour School.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Keep telling those stories.